Welcome back to Edzi, your personal AI tutor for CBSE students. This is our extended Class 12 English episode on the last lesson from Flamingo. I am Gaurav, and with me, Swati. We will spend roughly 30 to 60 minutes revising the story calmly, so there is no need to rush. Keep a notebook nearby if you have one, but passive listening is also perfectly fine. A student from Pune, Ria, once told us that she understood the chapter only after connecting Fran's regret with her own habit of postponing revision. Today, we will explore the setting, plot, characters, language, symbols, likely questions, and exam tips. Let us begin with the emotional question at the heart of the chapter. Why do we value something most when we are about to lose it?
That question immediately brings Franz into focus. He is not introduced as a perfectly disciplined student. He is late, worried about punishment, and unprepared for a lesson on participles. Yet, by the end, his attitude towards school, books, his teacher, and his language changes completely. So, while listening, do not treat this only as a story about one school day. Watch how a sudden political order changes the meaning of an ordinary lesson.
Our learning map is simple. First, we will establish the historical setting. Then we will follow Franz from the road to the classroom, understand Bim Hammel's announcement, and examine the community's regret. After that, we will discuss language and identity, the important classroom images, character analysis, vocabulary, and answer writing. At several points, we will ask you to recall details before we explain them.
एक सेकंड पॉज करके सोचो, what is the broad historical background of the last lesson? Do not worry about giving a polished answer. Just remember the war, the change of control, and the order affecting schools.
The story is set during the Franco-Prussian War of 1870-1871. France was defeated by Prussia, led by Bismarck, and the French districts of Alsace and Lorraine passed into Prussian hands. The new authority ordered that only German should be taught in the schools there. Exam point: the political conflict enters the story through education and language, not through a battlefield scene.
So the war affects the children directly. It changes what language they are allowed to study. That makes the school a small but powerful representation of the larger political situation. The story focuses on an ordinary classroom, but the consequences are historical, cultural, and personal at the same time.
The author is Alphonse Daudet, a French novelist and short story writer. The setting is important because the school in Alsace is not isolated from politics. The bulletin board at the town hall has been carrying bad news for 2 years, lost battles, the draft, and orders from the commanding officer. Franz notices the crowd but does not stop.
That detail about the bulletin board creates suspense. Franz sees a crowd, but because he is late and afraid of a scolding, he hurries past. Wachter, the blacksmith, calls out that he will reach school in plenty of time. Franz thinks the blacksmith is making fun of him. Later, he understands that the bulletin board carried the news about the last French lesson.
Notice the contrast in the opening. Outside, the morning is warm and bright, birds are chirping, and the open field seems inviting. Prussian soldiers are drilling near the sawmill. Franz is tempted to spend the day outdoors instead of facing participles. The pleasant natural scene stands beside the pressure of war and the anxiety of school.
If an exam asks why Franz is reluctant to go to school, include both reasons. He is late and fears a scolding, and he has not prepared the lesson on participles. Also mention that the outdoors appears more attractive to him. This gives a fuller answer than simply writing, he did not like school.
Now Franz reaches M. Hammel's little garden, out of breath. Usually school begins with a great bustle, desks open and close, lessons are repeated loudly in unison, and the teacher's roller raps on the table. Franz had counted on that noise to enter without being noticed, but the school is as quiet as Sunday morning.
The silence is not just a background detail. It makes Franz feel more visible and more frightened. He has to open the door and enter before everyone. Yet M. Hamel does not scold him. He kindly tells Franz to go to his place because they were beginning without him. That kindness is our first sign that this day is different.
Then Franz notices M. Hammel's clothes. The teacher is wearing his beautiful green coat, frilled shirt, and embroidered black silk cap, clothes reserved for inspection and prize days. This formal dress signals that the lesson has unusual importance. It also suggests respect for the occasion, almost like attending a farewell ceremony.
Here is a quick recall check. Name two unusual features of the classroom before we move on. Think about the silence, the teacher's clothing, and the people sitting on the backbenches.
The backbenches, usually empty, are occupied by village people. Franz recognizes old Hauser, the former mayor, the former postmaster, and others. Hauser has brought an old primer with worn edges and holds it open on his knees. Their presence shows that the last lesson belongs to the entire community, not only to the school children.
The villagers are there because they feel sorry that they did not attend school more. They have come to thank M. Hamill for 40 years of faithful service and to show respect for the country that is no longer theirs. Their silence and sadness express collective loss. They are also confronting their own earlier neglect.
M. Hamel finally explains the mystery. He says that this is the last lesson he will give. An order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, and the new master will arrive the next day. He asks the students to be attentive. His calm words carry devastating news.
Franz describes the announcement as a thunderclap. Why is that image effective? The news is not literally loud. It is sudden, shocking, and impossible to ignore. The word captures the way one announcement changes Franz's understanding of the entire morning.
Exactly. Franz immediately connects the order with the notice at the town hall. He realizes what the crowd had been reading. His thoughts turn from fear of a scolding to fear of losing French lessons forever. The ordinary grammar book and history book, which had seemed burdensome, suddenly become precious old friends.
This is a major turning point in Franz's character. Earlier, the books were a nuisance, and outdoor activities seemed more attractive. After the announcement, he feels that he can never learn anymore. His regret is intense because he understands the value of learning only when the opportunity is being removed.
The announcement also explains the villagers' presence and M. Hamel's clothes. Franz understands that the teacher is leaving and that the old men have come to honor him. A strong answer should connect these details rather than treating them as separate facts. The unusual atmosphere is created by the approaching end of French instruction.
Up tak we have covered the setting, the strange classroom, and the announcement. Now let us slow this down and examine regret. Franz is called to recite the participle rule. What do you predict will happen? Will he answer confidently, or will the emotional shock affect him?
Franz cannot recite the rule. He gets mixed up on the first words, holds onto his desk, feels his heart beating, and does not dare to look up. The failure is not presented as simple carelessness in that moment. It becomes a painful reminder of all the days when he told himself that he would study tomorrow.
M. Hamill does not scold him. Instead, he says Franz must already feel bad enough. Then he explains the larger problem. Every day, they had postponed learning. He says that all of them have a great deal to reproach themselves with. This is important because responsibility is shared by the student, parents, teacher, and community.
M. Hamel acknowledges that Franz's parents were not sufficiently anxious about his education. They preferred to put him to work on a farm or at the mills to earn more money. But M. Hamel also accepts his own share of blame. He had sent Franz to water his flowers and had given him holidays when he wanted to go fishing.
That admission makes M. Hamill more human and more complex. He is not merely blaming the children or their parents. He recognizes that adults also contributed to the neglect. So, if you write a character answer, do not describe him only as strict. He is strict at times, but he is also honest, caring, self-critical, and deeply committed to teaching.
Franz's regret is also shown through his changed attitude to people and objects. He forgets M. Hamel's ruler and earlier crankiness. He now sees the teacher as someone he may never meet again. His books become old friends. This emotional reversal shows how scarcity can reveal value, but the story also warns us not to wait for loss before appreciating education.
A likely question is, how does Franz's attitude towards school change? Begin with his initial reluctance and fear of punishment. Then explain the shock of the announcement, his regret about wasted opportunities, and his new attention during the lesson. End by saying that school becomes a symbol of language, belonging, and a lost freedom.
M. Hamel's discussion of French gives the chapter its central idea. He calls French beautiful, clear, and logical, and urges the people to guard and never forget it. His language is not only a school subject, it is connected to the people's identity and their relationship with their homeland.
The most important image is that language is like the key to a prison. M. Hamel suggests that even when people are enslaved, holding fast to the language helps them preserve their identity and inner freedom. This is a metaphor, not a literal key. It expresses cultural strength under political control.
Be precise in an answer. The story does not say that learning another language is automatically wrong. It shows the pain of having one's own language removed by an occupying power. The issue is forced loss of language and identity. That distinction prevents an oversimplified interpretation.
The chapter also invites discussion about linguistic minorities. It asks how people can keep their language alive when they live in a state or city where another language dominates. The source gives examples such as Punjabis in Bangalore, Tamilians in Mumbai, Kannadigas in Delhi, and Gujaratis in Kolkata. These examples open a discussion about cultural continuity.
It also asks whether pride in one's language can go too far and introduces the term linguistic chauvinism. For exam discussion, explain that valuing one's language is different from treating other languages as inferior. The chapter supports respect for linguistic identity, while the question encourages balanced thinking rather than narrow superiority.
Here is an active recall check. Complete this idea in your own words. Language becomes like a key to a prison. Because, take a few seconds. Your answer should mention preserving identity or inner freedom despite external control.
Well done if you connected language with identity, memory, and resistance. This idea is the bridge between the personal story of Franz and the wider political situation. Franz regrets not learning French, while M. Hamel understands that the loss of French affects the whole community's sense of belonging.
After speaking about language, M. Hamel opens the grammar book and teaches the lesson. Franz is amazed because everything seems easy. He listens more carefully than ever, and M. Hamel explains with unusual patience. The same subject that earlier frightened Franz now seems understandable because his attention and emotional involvement have changed.
This moment supports a useful learning insight. The difficulty was not necessarily only in the grammar. Franz had earlier postponed studying and was not attentive. When the lesson becomes precious, he listens deeply. The chapter therefore presents education as something requiring both teaching and the learner's willingness to engage.
That is exactly where Edz's active recall approach fits naturally. Instead of merely rereading a summary, a student can ask, what changed in Franz's attitude? And which details prove it? Answering first and checking later makes the understanding more personal. It also helps expose a vague memory before an exam.
The writing lesson follows grammar. M. Hamel has prepared new copies in beautiful round handwriting, France, Alsace, France, Alsace. Franz compares them to little flags floating around the classroom. The repeated words turn an ordinary writing exercise into a visual reminder of homeland and cultural belonging.
The classroom becomes unusually focused. Everyone works quietly, and the only sound is the scratching of pens. Even when beetles fly in, nobody pays attention. The youngest children continue tracing their writing. This silence is different from the earlier silence. At first, it creates suspense and fear. Now it expresses concentration and sorrow.
The pigeons cooing on the roof lead Franz to wonder whether they too will be made to sing in German. This thought can be interpreted in more than one way. It may show his innocent way of imagining political control, and it may also suggest that natural life cannot be completely controlled by a government's order.
I would add that the question carries irony. A language order can control classrooms, but it cannot literally command pigeons. Franz's innocent thought makes the political situation appear both absurd and frightening. It also shows how deeply the order has entered his imagination.
Whenever Franz looks up, he sees M. Hamel sitting motionless and looking around the classroom. The teacher seems to be fixing every detail in his memory. He has taught there for 40 years. The garden, the desks, the benches, the walnut trees, and the hop vine are connected to his life and work.
His sister is packing their trunks in the room above because they must leave the country the next day. This detail quietly intensifies the farewell. M. Hamel is not only losing his language classroom, he is losing his familiar place, garden, routine, and home. The physical schoolroom becomes a storehouse of memory.
M. Hamel continues until the very last moment. After writing, there is history, and then the babies chant their basic sounds. Old Hauser reads from his primer with spectacles on, his voice trembling. The scene makes everyone want to laugh and cry. That mixture of emotions shows how ordinary classroom activity has become a farewell ritual.
Notice the community's participation. The children, the older villagers, the teacher, and even the youngest learners are present within the same emotional space. This is why the ending feels larger than Fran's private regret. The whole community is mourning the loss of its language and the end of a familiar era.
Let us build the character sketch of Franz. At the beginning, he is careless about lessons, afraid of punishment, and attracted by outdoor pleasures. After M. Hamel's announcement, he becomes reflective, regretful, attentive, and emotionally connected to his books, teacher, and language. He represents the student who recognizes the value of education too late.
For a 5-mark character answer, do not list adjectives without evidence. Use the sequence of the story. Franz arrives late, cannot recite the participle rule, regrets wasting time, listens carefully to grammar, notices M, Hamel's pain, and remembers the final lesson vividly. Those actions prove his transformation.
Now, M. Hamel. He is dedicated because he has served the school for 40 years and conducts every lesson until the end. He is emotionally attached to the French language and the classroom. He is also honest enough to admit his own role in encouraging France to postpone learning. Finally, his farewell shows courage and patriotism. Bye.
Would you call M. Hamel strict, caring, or both? The best answer is both, but with context. Franz remembers his ruler and his crankiness. Yet on the final day, M. Hamel speaks kindly, avoids scolding, teaches patiently, and accepts responsibility. A balanced character sketch is stronger than a one-sided description.
The village elders are not passive background figures. Their presence represents collective regret and respect. They come because they failed to value education earlier, and they wish to thank M. Hamel. Old Hauser's worn primer and trembling voice make the community's connection with French education visible and emotional.
A common mistake is to say that the villagers come simply to attend a normal class. The atmosphere and the details show otherwise. They are attending a final lesson, expressing regret, and honoring their teacher and country. Always connect their presence to the loss of language and education.
Let us clarify some expressions from the chapter. In great dread of means being very afraid of something. In unison means together at the same time. Counted on means depended on or expected. A great bustle means noisy, active movement. These meanings should be understood from the story's context.
Thumbed at the edges describes a book whose pages have become worn from frequent handling. Reproach ourselves with means blame ourselves for something. These are useful because they reveal character. Hauser's primer shows long familiarity, while M. Hamel's phrase shows shared guilt about neglecting education.
The phrase, "what a thunderclap these words would mean," is figurative. It means the announcement was startling and unexpected. Hold fast to their language means remain firmly attached to it and refuse to let it disappear. Get there in plenty of time means arrive early enough, not necessarily extremely early.
The line, "I never saw him look so tall," does not mean that M. Hamel physically grew taller. He stood on the chair, but Franz is also seeing him as specially dignified, strong, and emotionally powerful. This is a good example of how a simple physical description can carry a deeper meaning.
The chapter also includes a language exercise about words borrowed into English from other languages, such as petite from French, kindergarten from German, capital from Latin, democracy from Greek, and bazaar from Hindi. The learning point is that English has been enriched by borrowing. Languages can influence one another rather than existing in complete isolation.
We are entering the exam focus section now. First question: what was Franz expected to be prepared with? Give the precise answer before listening further.
He was expected to be prepared for a lesson on participles. In an answer, avoid writing only that he had not studied. Mention the specific grammar lesson. The detail shows both his immediate fear and the ordinary school routine that is about to be interrupted by the political order.
Next, what changes did the order from Berlin cause in the school that day? Think of the language, the teacher, the villagers, and the emotional atmosphere.
The order meant that French would no longer be taught and German would be taught instead. The new master would arrive the next day. M. Hamel was conducting his last French lesson while the villagers attended in sorrow. The classroom became solemn and attentive because everyone understood that an era was ending.
Consider this question: how did Franz's feelings about M. Hamel and school change? A complete answer should move from fear to affection, from carelessness to attention, and from seeing books as a burden to seeing them as old friends. The final lesson creates appreciation through the threat of loss.
For a long answer on regret and loss, organize your response in 3 stages. First, explain Franz's earlier neglect. Second, show how the last lesson announcement produces regret. Third, connect his personal feeling with villagers' regret and the wider loss of French language and identity. This structure keeps the answer analytical.
For a question on M. Hamel, include his 40 years of service, formal clothes, patient teaching, love for French, self-criticism, and emotional farewell. Do not forget that he represents more than one individual teacher. He also represents the devotion of a community to its language and culture.
Let us make the central chain clear. War changed political control. Political control changes the school language. The language change makes the final French lesson precious. That realization produces regret, and the regret expands into a reflection on identity, education, and cultural loss. If you remember this chain, many questions become easier to answer.
Common mistake check. Do not write that Franz was forced to stop learning completely. The chapter says French instruction would stop and German would be taught in the schools. Also, do not describe the ending as a cheerful patriotic celebration. M. Hamel's words express defiance, but the moment is filled with grief and loss.
The ending arrives at noon. The church clock strikes 12, the Angelus sounds, and Prussian trumpets are heard beneath the windows. M. Hamel becomes pale and cannot complete his farewell. He writes Vive la France factorial on the blackboard and dismisses the class with a gesture. The blackboard becomes the final expression of resistance and remembrance.
Final challenge: without looking back, explain in 4 points why the title The Last Lesson is more meaningful than simply the last French class. Include Franz's personal transformation, M. Hamel's farewell, the villagers' collective regret, and the loss of language and cultural identity. Speak your answer aloud if possible.
A strong response would say that the lesson is last in several senses. It is Franz's last formal French lesson, M. Hamel's last class in the school, the community's last shared experience of French instruction, and a symbolic farewell to a cultural identity under foreign control. That is why the title carries emotional and historical weight.
We have reached the end of this extended revision. Remember the atmosphere? Noise becomes silence, fear becomes attention, books become old friends, and an ordinary lesson becomes a farewell to language and belonging. Your small next step is to write one paragraph on how France changes and one paragraph on why language matters in the chapter. Then test yourself later without looking at your notes. Etsy can help you turn that doubt into an active recall question. But the important work is your own thinking. Thank you for studying with us and keep learning before tomorrow becomes too late.